Hello everyone. So happy Lodi to all of you, and I hope you have an amazing festival and celebrate in your own way and celebrate safely, because the virus is on the rise. So don't let that come in between your celebrations. Celebrate safely, maintain your distance, and do the right things. Okay. Besides, India is a place of so many festivals that every few weeks there is a new festival that's there. And then there is also a series of festivals that once these festivals start, then they keep coming one after the other. And it's so good. Like you get so many opportunities to celebrate and come together as a family. And that's what I think is these festivals are actually keeping the families together in India, which is not really so much the case in other countries because they don't have so many festivals. So there are lesser opportunities or reasons for families to come together. You can, of course, come together without a reason as well. But if there is a festival, then you have a proper reason to come together and celebrate. And that is why I feel that in India you have more connected families and the relationships are much stronger than outside. Just my opinion, but don't get me wrong. Like even outside, there are families that are really healthy, but we see more of that in India than outside. That's just my point, and I feel that these festivals have a great role to play in that. Festivals bring people together. Festivals celebrate relationships more than anything, and keep these relationships alive and fun. That's the beauty of it. Okay, I'll see you later.
Hey, so today I wanted to talk to you about something really important, right? So, most of us do not really know how to live a life. And if I see how the world has progressed, I see that it is headed towards the wrong direction. It is not headed towards the right direction. People are getting richer. There is a capitalist economy. Everyone is after money. But that isn't making them happier. That isn't making them more fulfilled. That isn't making them more satisfied. There is more greed, envy, and all sorts of things. And how do we fix these things? We can only fix these things by the right set of knowledge and by the right set of wisdom that we are not getting, like, no one is giving it to us, right? It's not taught in school. Actually, the most important question of your life is that how do you live life? What's the right way to live life? And there is no one teaching you that. You are just left on your own and you have to figure it out on your own self, that how do you live your life. And no one is teaching. It's not taught in schools. All the things that are taught in school is more or less useless if you don't know how to live a good life. And how do you learn that? Since no one is teaching you, and it's very weird. And I pity the education system for not teaching you something as important as this. The ancient education systems, which were like the Gurukul system in India, uh, actually gave you the right set of knowledge which helped you lead a good life. But in today's time, that's not really happening. The education that you're getting is really redundant. It's not of much use. You learn it 1 year, the next year you forget. Not much use. But if you really want to live a good life, you have to go back to that knowledge and get that knowledge from the ancient texts that are there. So that is the only way to do it. There is no other way to do it. Just go to the ancient texts which were written thousands of years back. I'm reading those texts and I see that that information that's there in those texts is still as relevant today as it was thousands of years back. And it's amazing. And it will help you gain a lot of perspective on life and lead a life in the right way. So start doing that.
So today we are going to read this blog. There was an actual chimpanzee war in the 1970s. A 4-year conflict in Tanzania changed our entire understanding of chimpanzees. I grew up on military bases and saw the full life cycle of war. The absence of my own father, the death of my friend's father, the silent wounds that linger on in veterans. Anyone who says war isn't terrible has never been near it. It was long believed that humans are the only species that engages in warfare, at times, at least in the way that we do, with all its maladies intact. Perhaps it shouldn't be surprising that this notion was challenged by our closest relatives, chimpanzees. In fact, many scientists argue that chimps are on a similar evolutionary track, living as we did in the Stone Age. They already demonstrate a preference for and understanding of cooked food. They just lack the ability to create fire. There are even reports of chimps using spears to hunt in Senegal. But it was an initial report of an actual chimp war that rocked the environmental world. Jane Goodall was there as a witness, and her perception of kind primates was totally upended. The origins of the Gombe Chimp War. In the 1970s, Jane Goodall spent years embedded in a chimp community in Gombe Stream National Park, Tanzania. Initially, she evangelized their beautiful qualities, their affection for each other, kindness, and maternal nature. Goodall herself is considered the matriarch of primate conservation. Her entire goal was to document the friendly chimps in hopes of educating the public and reducing human encroachment. The chimp community lived as normal with no striking events until 1971. That year, the northern Kahama alpha male, Leakey, passed away. A new alpha, the next second in the hierarchy, stepped forward to take over the group. However, he was not accepted by two brothers who began fighting with him. Threat displays and small fights broke out in the coming days. Eventually, the turmoil caused the chimp community to split. One group migrated north while the other went south. The chimps chose allegiances based on who they had the strongest social ties with. It seemed like a peaceful resolution to the conflict. There's an old and well known theory in the social sciences called contact hypothesis. It suggests that the tensions rise in humans when there is isolation between groups and decreases when there is intermingling. The same phenomena was seen among the two chimp communities. After initially splitting, everything was fine. The two groups even interacted occasionally, but as they spent more time apart, tensions rose. The conflict escalated in January 1974 when the Northern tribe formed a war party. All the males came together and migrated towards the other group. Chaos broke out in the jungle. The war party descended upon the more peaceful Southern group in the middle of the day as they were lounging in the brush. They first killed a male chimp named Godi. The event was witnessed by Jane Goodall and other scientists who watched in horror. It was the first time they had seen chimps systematically attacking other chimps. Notably, the chimps went into a fevered celebration out of the kill. They jumped up and down, tearing down branches. They flew up and down trees. Their screams echoed through the jungle. It was an undeniable celebration of bloodlust. Things only got worse. Over the next 4 years, the marauding males came back over and over again. They systematically killed each male of the southern troop. It was gang style violence, teaming up on individual chimps one by one. By the end of 1978, all the males in the southern troop had been killed, along with several females. The males then forced the remaining females to join them. Tragically, they raped several and killed some of their young. After the group was consolidated back into one, everything slowed down and the war was over. The event was named the Great Gombe Chimpanzee War. The takeaway and backlash. Initially, Goodall's claims were met with great skepticism. Jane was already known for having broken a major rule of research, falling in love with your subject matter. She was also accused of over anthropomorphizing the chimps. It was an easy conclusion to draw as she had been known to name the chimps, talk to them, feed them, and sing lullabies as though they were her children. Many experts also said the conflict was an unnatural occurrence caused by human influence, direct interference, and encroachment on their land. But this was later disproven after a group of scientists conducted their own set of studies on 18 chimp communities throughout Africa. So that's the blog. I'm going to stop reading now because there is a time limit on this. But this was very interesting. The chimpanzees actually can do such a thing, very systematically attacking another group of chimpanzee, which is kind of a chimpanzee war that's happening. Interesting to know. I don't know how close they are to humans, but definitely they can do a lot of things human can do. That's definitely there. All right, that's for today's blog. Hey, so that was the day from my side. Pretty interesting day. Did a bunch of things, and yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bye bye.